This is a world invaded by monsters, with various powerful and terrifying monsters constantly threatening human safety. Fortunately, there is no way out, and all humans can choose a hero as their match after reaching the age of 18. Once the match is successful, you can acquire the talents and abilities of the heroes, become strong, and counter-kill monsters. Chen Ye, who traveled through time, was surprised to find that all the heroes that everyone agreed upon were from One Punch Superman. Others are all pursuing S-level hero talents, only Chen Ye knows that the bald demon king among C-level heroes is the strongest. So, at the graduation ceremony, Chen Ye did not hesitate to choose to fit the bald physique, but was mocked by live broadcasts across the internet. This idiot actually chose a C-level hero talent. C-level heroes are widely recognized as useless heroes. Is there a big problem with this guy's brain? Faced with ridicule, Chen Ye just silently persisted in exercising. 3 years later. An invincible bald man is starting to lose his composure. Keywords of the novel. Choose a C-level hero. I was ridiculed by the entire network for 3 years without a pop-up window. Choose a C-level hero. I was ridiculed by the entire network for 3 years. Download the complete text. Choose a C-level hero. I was ridiculed by the entire network for 3 years. Read the latest chapters. Chapter 1. Flowers of the Motherland. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 1. Flowers of the Motherland, Roar. In the video, monster nearly 50 meters tall with an extremely ferocious appearance is wreaking havoc in the city. Tall buildings, in front of this monster, are as fragile as tofu dregs. With just one paw, the building disintegrates. Countless humans screamed and fled for their lives. Immediately after, the sound of breaking through the air sounded, and several fighter jets roared past, firing missiles at the monster. Boom! Boom! The flames surged into the sky, and the sound of explosions was deafening. Unfortunately, this monster has rough skin and thick flesh, and the fireworks have dissipated. The proud artillery fire of humans cannot leave scars on its body. On the contrary, it also angered the monsters and wreaked havoc in the city, causing an unprecedented disaster for the city. An atmosphere of panic enveloped the entire city. After a moment, a huge transport plane arrived over the city. Then, the door of the transport plane opened, and a woman stood by the door and jumped directly into the air. At this point, the transport plane is at least several kilometers above the ground. And on the woman's body, she only wears thin clothes without any safety measures. Under normal circumstances, without the monster's intervention, this woman would inevitably fall to pieces. However, abnormal phenomena have emerged. I saw a green light suddenly shining on the woman's body, and she stopped the downward trend. Not only that, the opponent can also fly freely in mid-air and quickly approach the monster. After approaching the monster, the woman lifted a slender hand, aimed it at the monster, opened her fingers, and then squeezed it hard. Bang! The monster's huge head seemed to be compressed by an invisible force and exploded instantly. Dark green blood and minced meat flew everywhere. Due to the monster dying too quickly, the peripheral nerves had not yet reacted, and the headless monster's body took a few steps forward. As for the woman, after popping the monster's head, she flew towards the transport plane without looking back. Brave and handsome, he is so handsome that he has no friends. When the woman returned to the transport plane, the monster's body collapsed with a loud bang, splashing a large amount of dust. The video ends here. After watching the video, Chen Ye put down his phone and pinched his forehead with force, feeling a headache in his head. This video is not a special effects movie, but a real-life event that happened yesterday. It has now become the most searched hot news on the entire network. So, what kind of world have I traveled to? His gaze looked around, looking around without moving his expression. This is clearly a classroom, surrounded by young and immature students, and he is wearing the same school uniform as everyone else. It is obvious that after Chen Ye traveled through time, he became a high school student. Feeling the vitality in his body, Chen Ye is very satisfied with this new identity. Before crossing over, he was already in his 20s. Not only did he achieve nothing, but he also suffered a severe physical deficit due to frequent research on the works of his teachers who went to sea. Before the age of 30, his body was weak and unable to function properly. Chen Ye is certainly willing to regain his health and youth. At this point, the voices of several students nearby caught Chen Ye's attention. Did you watch yesterday's video? Goddess Chen is so strong. Yeah, even level 4 monsters can be instantly killed by her, truly the top expert in our Xia country. It's almost our turn to match the hero's talent, so nervous. Unfortunately, the match difficulty for the hero code S2 is too high. So far in our country, only Qin and Yushen has successfully matched. Do you still want S2? S.level hero, which one has a lower compatibility difficulty? I don't have high expectations, my goal is to have A.level hero talent. As long as it matches successfully, I can go to a superpower university. I heard there are many girls in the superpower university. A level is not high yet. My heart is really big. My goal is A.B.level hero talent. Why aren't there any candidates for C.level hero talents? The success rate of matching is close to 100%. Rolling calf, C.level heroes have no talent at all, only fools would choose. Chen Ye next to him was confused. Just as he was about to take out his phone and search for relevant information on the internet, suddenly, the teacher arrived. Suddenly, all students immediately sat down, and the classroom instantly returned to silence. Chen Ye could only put away his phone and pretend to blend in with the husky wolf pack. This teacher is a middle-aged woman, although she has an ordinary appearance, she has a powerful aura of becoming a nun. As soon as she entered the door, all the students sat upright in fear. The teacher scanned the students with a majestic gaze and spoke. Classmates, today is your big day. I believe you are all ready and have a goal in mind, right? Next, let the teacher take a look at your choices. Students who have chosen S.level heroes as their matching targets, please raise your hand. Upon hearing this, 7 students raised their hands. The teacher frowned when he saw this. There are over 80 students in the whole class, but those who choose S.level hero talents are less than 1/10. I don't know if it's an illusion, but Chen Ye felt that the teacher on the podium looked at him with a somewhat dissatisfied expression. Chen Ye looked bewildered. He didn't do anything just now. After the 7 students put down their hands, the teacher said again, students who have chosen A.level heroes as suitable targets, please raise your hand. This time, the number of students raising their hands has increased significantly, to over 30 people, nearly half of the class. Chen Ye saw the situation and quickly raised his hand. He actually doesn't understand anything, he just thinks that following the crowd is definitely right. And when the teacher saw that half of the people chose A.level heroes as their matching targets, their expressions slightly softened. Students who choose B.level heroes as their matching targets, please raise your hand. The remaining half of the students who haven't raised their hands will raise their hands now. Alright, the teacher said, put your hands down. As for C.level heroes, the teacher didn't even ask. Seeing everyone's choices, to be honest, the teacher is a bit disappointed. The teacher spoke up and said, we are a key high school, and being able to enter our school indicates that your parents are outstanding individuals who have successfully matched their heroic talents. The Academy of Sciences has long studied that parents can successfully match their heroic talents. As children, the success rate of matching is many times higher than that of ordinary people. So, there's no need for you to be so conservative, set your goals higher. As soon as these words were spoken, all the students showed surprise on their faces. Because, they remember, the teacher didn't say that yesterday the bolder student couldn't help but ask, but, teacher, didn't you warn us yesterday to be as conservative as possible and not be too ambitious? Being able to successfully match the hero's talent is victory. The teacher remained calm and put on a heavy expression. This time is different from the past. I believe everyone knows what happened yesterday, right? A level 4 monster suddenly appeared and broke through the moat of Haibin City, causing tens of thousands of casualties. If Ms. Chen hadn't taken action in time to eliminate that monster, the number of casualties would have multiplied. The students nodded one after another upon hearing the words. A student who seemed to be a fan of Chen Goddess exclaimed excitedly, "Teacher, Ms. Chen is really amazing. My goal this time is also the S2 hero talent. I hope I can succeed and become someone like Ms. Chen." Others looked at the situation with a foolish gaze. The hero with code name S2 has a success rate of less than 0.001%. I really don't know where this guy got his confidence. The teacher on the podium, who was also unable to discourage the ambitious student, changed the topic and said, "Classmates, perhaps you don't know yet. According to the latest research released by the Academy of Sciences, the sudden appearance of level 4 monsters this time is very likely to be a new wormhole in time and space, which is about to be opened. If the news is true, it means that more terrifying monsters will descend on Earth in the future. At that time, relying solely on existing strength cannot deal with those monsters, and the country needs more sea-calming needles like Ms. Chen." End of this chapter. Chapter 2. Win thoroughly. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 2. Win thoroughly. Also. The teacher said again, "The TV station has arrived. Today, your fitting ceremony will be broadcast live to the national audience, aiming to boost morale. Therefore, everyone must perform well, not only to match success and choose heroes, but also to mention them as much as possible. We are a key high school in the city, so many people choose to match B.level heroes, it's really ridiculous." Upon hearing this, the students were shocked. "Good guy. Is the last sentence the main reason you suddenly changed your statement?" Subsequently, the teacher looked at the time on the watch and said, "While there is still time, let me give you the last lesson to help you review those hero talents. I hope that students can find their best match." After speaking, the teacher opened the projector and projected the content from the computer onto the blackboard. Starting with S.level heroes, let's start with the first one, the hero with the code name S1. In the blackboard projection, a character appears. This person has a burly figure, wearing a black and white suit of armor, with a cloak on his back, and wearing black protective sunglasses. Seeing this person, Chen Ye was slightly taken aback. He felt that this person's image was familiar, but he couldn't confirm it for a moment. Everything is unknown about the hero S1. The teacher's voice rang out, "No one knows what kind of talent and ability he will gain if he matches, because so far, there have been no successful cases of S1 matching globally. Although there are rumors that as long as one can successfully match S1, they can obtain innate abilities comparable to gods, the teacher still does not recommend making S1 a match target." Speaking of which, the teacher pointed a little on the computer. On the blackboard, a new character appeared. Code S2. This is a hero with a proud and charming image of lowly. She has a petite and delicate figure, with emerald green hair. Although her facial features are a bit cute, she wears a proud expression. She is only wearing a black open crotch robe, revealing her short white legs. Seeing this hero, Chen Ye widened his eyes. He is too familiar with this lowly. Tornado. A character from the Earth anime, bald and strong, one-strike Superman. The second S.level hero. The teacher introduced, "You should be very familiar with this hero, right? I won't introduce more. Ms. Chen, the top expert of our Xia country, is the hero that matches her. Her heroic talent is the driving force of her thoughts. S2 has a very strong talent and ability, but the difficulty of matching is also high. So far, only Ms. Chen has successfully matched her in China. Students who choose her as their matching target must be cautious. The students looked at the heroes on the blackboard with burning eyes. I wish I could immediately gain her spiritual drive, like the goddess Qin, to become the sea-calming needle of Xia and be admired by thousands of people. Only Chen Ye, with a dull gaze and an incredulous expression after the teacher finished speaking about the second hero in the S. level. Soon. In the projection screen on the blackboard, the third S. level hero appears. That is a hero in the image of an old man. Although the opponent's hair and beard are white and his figure looks relatively thin and weak, the old man's sharp face, like an eagle-like tiger, is not to be underestimated. After seeing the image of this hero, Chen Ye immediately became numb. Silver Fawn. They are also characters from the Earth anime Bald and Strong. If it is possible that the first two were coincidences, then the appearance of this old hero cannot be explained by coincidence anymore. At this moment, Chen Ye has already confirmed in his heart that the hero talent that everyone is pursuing comes from the hero in that anime. No wonder when I watched a short video of a beautiful woman and a monster before, I felt that the green light emitted by her ability to use it was very familiar to me. Chen Ye secretly said. On the podium, the teacher continued to introduce, the hero with the code S3 has a natural ability that is proficient in ancient martial arts. With his talent, learning Chinese martial arts can achieve twice the result with half the effort. Speaking of which, this hero is the most suitable for us Xia people. It is precisely because of his existence that our national skills have truly come to fruition and stepped onto the stage of the world strong. Moreover, the difficulty level that suits him is much lower than S2. Here, the teacher strongly recommends it. At this point, the teacher on the podium suddenly gave Chen Ye a meaningful glance. Chen Ye saw very clearly this time. The teacher on the podium. He is truly impressed. Chen Ye is very confused. He knows nothing now and can only remain calm. Fortunately, the teacher's attention did not linger on Chen Ye for long, and he quickly continued to introduce the hero. S4 is a master of swordsmanship with innate abilities that can be successfully matched to obtain extremely high swordsmanship talents. In addition, the A.level heroes codenamed A2, A3, and A4 also have innate abilities related to swordsmanship, but they are much worse than S4. Therefore, some people speculate that the three heroes A2, A3, and A4 are related to S4, perhaps their master and disciples. For students who enjoy swordsmanship, if they are not confident in matching S4, they can try to match the three heroes A2, A3, and A4. The hero with the code name S5, despite being just a child, has the smartest brain and his innate abilities are also very important, which is brain enhancement. Mr. Liu, the current chief academician of our Academy of Sciences, invented exoskeleton combat armor after successfully integrating with S5, helping our military's combat effectiveness and elevating it to a higher level. Students who are confident in their own wisdom can try to fit in with the hero S5. Code name S6. This hero is a robot and cannot fit in, so I won't mention it here. The hero code S7 is a big trap. Don't be fooled by his appearance. In fact, his talent and ability are very weak. After successfully matching him, it can only make your heartbeat sound louder. The innate ability of this hero S8 is self-healing. If successfully matched with him, he will have a powerful self-healing ability that is almost indestructible. Unfortunately, his combat ability has not been greatly improved. S9 is also a robot and cannot fit. S10, the innate ability is to eat and has extremely strong digestive ability, which is also the easiest natural ability to become stronger. As long as you keep eating, you can quickly increase your strength, but your figure will seriously deform. If you have a classmate who doesn't mind your figure, you can consider this hero. The difficulty level is relatively low in the S level. Probably in this world, there is no anime like Bald and Strong, and everyone doesn't know the names of these heroes, so they are named with code names. For S.level heroes, use S as the initial letter, followed by a ranking in order, represented by numbers. End of this chapter. Chapter 3. You have no knowledge of power. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 3. You have no knowledge of power, compared to S.level hero talents. A.level hero talents are much worse. However, correspondingly, the success rate for A.level heroes is much higher. According to authoritative statistics, the highest success rate for S.level heroes is less than 5%, and the higher the ranking, the lower the success rate. However, for A.level heroes, the highest success rate is close to 210%. Next, let me talk about the innate abilities of some A.level heroes. B.level heroes, except for the female hero B1 who has good talent, all other heroes' talents are not good. As for C.level heroes, I think no one would choose C.level heroes, right? Countless past cases are enough to prove that C.level heroes, without any talent, are recognized as useless heroes. If anyone still wants to make C.level heroes a suitable target, my personal suggestion is to go to a mental hospital to see a brain specialist. The teacher's words fell. There was a burst of laughter in the classroom. Once, when the hero meteorite first fell into the blue star, many people chose to match C.level heroes. Because the success rate of matching C.level heroes is very high. But it turned out that C.level heroes had no talent at all. Even if it's the top C1 hero, if it fits well, it can only add a little more courage faced with those terrifying monsters outside the city walls. Courage alone will quickly turn them into cannon fodder and send them to death. Now, it is widely recognized that C.level heroes are useless heroes. The teacher said again, everyone has the chance to fit in with a hero, only once at the age of 18. This is also an opportunity for you to change your destiny. Although the success rate of fitting in with C.level heroes is very high, almost 100%, wasting such an important opportunity just to get a ticket to the secret realm is a very foolish behavior. Those who used to fit in with C.level heroes mostly died in the secret realm. The only survivor, it is said, was also sent to prison by his top-ranked brother last month for cheating money by impersonating a female anchor. Upon hearing this, the students burst out laughing again. What the teacher just said was also a big news last month. It is said that the survivor, relying on makeup magic, deceived Brother Bang for a long time, and even ended up deceiving him into a relationship. The two finally made an appointment to open a hotel room, and it wasn't until their pants were all taken off that Big Brother Bang realized that his dream goddess was even bigger than him. Chen Ye is unaware of this matter. Even if I know, I don't care. Because at this moment, he is very excited. These people do not understand the true protagonist of the anime, bald and strong, which is why they believe that C.level heroes are useless. But he's different. He knew that the protagonist, who had been invincible and incredibly strong since his debut, was among the C.level heroes. How strong is the Bald Demon King? Even those who have watched the entire anime, Bald and Strong, cannot explain it clearly. Punch the earth with a comb in the middle. One punch shattered the world-shattering meteorite jumping easily from the moon to the earth. The space hegemon who can destroy the planet, after receiving the aftermath of his serious punch, only has one breath left. Everyone only knows that this protagonist is the one who breaks the limit, meaning there is no limit to his power. Even the name of this anime is named after the power of the other party. Although the Bald Demon King has also used a serious punch, it is only his power in a slightly serious state, not the destructive power that erupts at its limit. When watching other cartoons, we all hope that the main character can become stronger, protect other supporting role, and then kill the big boss early to return the world to peace. When watching Being Bald will make you strong, everyone just hopes that the villain can be more rational and not provoke that bald guy. Those S.level heroes. Even if we go together, we cannot be opponents of the Bald Demon King. Maybe they can't bear the serious punch from the Bald Demon King. All of this. Currently, only Chen Ye knows. What excites Chen Ye even more is that the teacher just said that the success rate that matches C-level heroes has almost reached 100%. So, is this the golden finger of the traveler? It's really so exciting. Chen Ye's face turned red with excitement. He has decided that the hero he will match this time is a C-level hero. The Bald Demon King. As for whether they will be ridiculed or not, he doesn't care. As long as he inherits the divine level physique of the Bald Demon King, combined with his unique training method, he can be completely invincible to the whole world in 3 years. This world is so dangerous. Monsters can break through the city walls and take human lives at any time. Only by mastering the invincible power can Chen Ye feel at ease. By the way, Bald Demon King was promoted to B-level hero in the 2nd season. I need to figure it out, don't make any mistakes. Think of it here. Chen Ye secretly took out his phone and opened it under the table to search for relevant information. It has been so many years since the heroes that can be matched, and there are naturally countless materials available online. Quickly, Chen Ye found a list of all the heroes. When he saw the unique bald head in the list of C-strike heroes, he breathed a sigh of relief. The Bald Demon King is still at C-level. It seems that the mysterious hero matching activity is still based on the 1st season's version. The 1st season is great. The success rate of fitting C-level heroes is close to 100%, it's really amazing. By the way, the Extinction Abyss said before that many people have chosen C-level heroes to fit in, and there may be candidates who have been to the Bald Demon King. Didn't they discover the secret of the Bald Demon King? Perhaps obtaining the physique of the Bald Demon King alone is not useful. We must use the training method created by the Bald Demon King himself to increase strength. So nobody else knows. Chen Ye looked at his phone while secretly guessing. He was unaware that his wandering behavior had already been discovered by the teacher on the podium. However, the teacher only frowned and did not scold Chen Ye on the spot. It's almost time, everyone go to the playground and gather. Chen Ye, you stay. Everyone glanced at Chen Ye and then left the classroom. Chen Ye's face was full of shock, not knowing why the teacher had left him behind. Of course, he didn't have any nervousness or fear in his heart. At least before traveling, I had been struggling in society for many years, and my heart was mature, so I naturally wouldn't be afraid of a teacher. After all the students left the classroom, the teacher looked at Chen Ye and said with resentment. Chen Ye, what's wrong with you? Why did you choose an A-level hero as the matching target? Your father, who, with his own efforts, turned the tide and blocked the invasion of monsters, was a battle hero and the pride of our city. As his son, even if you are not confident in matching other S-level heroes, at least S3, this hero should not give up. Your father was the one who successfully matched S3 and achieved today's success. According to experts' research, as his son, if you also choose the S3 hero as the matching target, your success rate is several times higher than others. Do you have to give up such a good opportunity? Do you know that school leaders and even city leaders have high expectations of you? Ladies and gentlemen, if you see any unreasonable aspects in the early stages of this book, don't rush to criticize it. There will be explanations later on, and the author just doesn't want to spoil it. Additionally, if you find any inconsistencies in the text, it may be that the content has been harmonious. Please help to post a chapter evaluation note. Finally, thank you very much for reading this book. It is recommended not to jump over and read it. After the preparation of this book is completed, it will continue to be exciting and the results will be very good. It is a very enjoyable article. End of this chapter. Chapter 4. Full Network Live Streaming. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 4 Full Network Live Streaming. After listening to the teacher's words, Chen Ye was confused. He didn't expect that with this body, there would be an amazing dad. No wonder the teacher looked at me like that just now. Did you have high hopes for yourself before? Chen Ye, to be honest with me, was it your own idea to choose A-level heroes as a suitable target, or was it your father's intention, the teacher asked. If Chen Ye's behavior was inspired by his father, then this teacher would definitely not dare to meddle. This is my own idea. Chen Ye chose to speak the truth. Upon hearing this, the teacher immediately said, "It's just nonsense. I believe your father wouldn't agree either. You make A-level heroes a fitting target. Listen to the teacher's advice, S3's hero talent is your best choice, understand?" Chen Ye is still not very clear about the situation, and based on the principle of speaking less and making fewer mistakes, he perfunctorily said, "Teacher, I understand." The teacher suddenly showed a pleased smile and said, "I believe you, as the son of a battle hero, you will definitely be able to fit in successfully." After saying these words, the teacher saw several school leaders coming out and quickly welcomed them over. Chen Ye also walked towards the playground to meet those students. On the playground, a temporary platform has been set up, and many TV station staff are setting up cameras to prepare for the live broadcast. The students immediately started discussing when they saw the situation. "Damn it, do you really want to live stream nationwide? What's wrong? Is live streaming not good? If it gets popular, it will become famous nationwide. What a bullshit. Originally, my goal was to be a B-level hero, but now it's live streaming nationwide. Is it okay for me to choose a B-level hero? Don't think so much. Is face important for the moment, or is the future more important? The opportunity to change fate, but it's just this once. I'll choose a B-level hero anyway. We haven't live streamed before, how come it's our turn this year to catch up with the live broadcast? You said, when the live broadcast is coming up later, if someone has a strong reputation and chooses a hero that fits the C-level, will it be able to become popular throughout the country? Sleeping trough, how dare you think? If someone really dares to do this, it will become a laughing stock across the country, right? It will also damage the reputation of our school, and we will definitely have our legs broken when we go home. Hear these voices of discussion. Chen Ye's mouth twitched. He can already imagine what kind of situation he will face when he chooses to match a C-level hero. Even so, Chen Ye has no intention of changing his focus. It's really the physique of the bald demon king, it's so fragrant. Not only invincible in strength, defense, speed, etc., but also invincible, almost a hexagonal warrior with no weaknesses. For the sake of the physique of the bald demon king, even if he really becomes the laughing stock of the whole country, he still recognizes it. Anyway, after 3 years, when he is completely invincible, he will let the world know who the truly foolish and ridiculous person is. At this point, the live broadcast equipment has been installed. Several competent officials walked onto the stage carrying a large box. The box was opened and contained a black jade stone, emitting a strange light. The students immediately whispered their opinions upon seeing the situation. "That's the hero meteorite, right?" "That's right, it's said to have fallen from outer space decades ago. Because it can fit heroes and give humans innate abilities, it was named Hero Meteorite. What a magical thing, I don't know where it comes from in the universe. How many hero meteorites are there? Is the quantity enough? I only know that when it fell from the sky, there were only 13 large pieces that were divided by 13 countries. Later, I found out that even large pieces could be divided into small pieces without reducing their functionality. Therefore, only the big shots can know how many pieces there are now. Those are very precious. Yeah. There are still many small countries without hero meteorites. Every year, we have to spend money borrowing from big countries." Upon hearing these discussions, Chen Ye finally realized the process and evolution of the appearance of the hero meteorite. Looking at the black jade on the stage, Chen Ye was very surprised. He seriously suspected that this thing might have come from a deity on Earth. Otherwise, it is impossible to explain how the hero's innate abilities in an anime can appear in the real world and be acquired by humans. 9 o'clock sharp in the morning. The ritual of matching hero talents has officially begun. The principal took the stage and delivered a long, foul-smelling speech full of chicken soup, making the students drowsy. At the same time, the live broadcast has also started. Netizens from all over the country came to the official live broadcast room after receiving the news. Good morning, LSPs. First, I am first. No one wants to snatch my first throne. Missing person notice. My son has run away and is characterized by a tendency to shout first. If you see him, let him come and recognize his father. Marriage proposal. I am a chubby little fairy, 150 tall and weighing 80 kilograms. I am looking for a handsome little brother who is 1.8 meters tall and at least matches the talent of an A-level hero to form a perfect family. The tank upstairs, this is the live broadcast room, not the place where you make random wishes, understand? Do you have a little brother who wants to chat with you? You can plus WeChat 138XXX. Strange, this year it matches the hero's talent. Why did it suddenly start live streaming? I haven't seen live streaming in previous years either. It's a bit strange indeed. Last year, they said that in order to protect students' privacy, it's not appropriate to disclose the scores that match them. I guess there might have been some big moves up there, right? At 9:20. The principal finally finished talking nonsense and walked off the stage amidst perfunctory applause. The testing has finally officially begun. The teaching director followed closely onto the stage, holding a list, and began reciting names. Starting from class. Zhou Wei. A tall boy, upon hearing his name, immediately walked up with a hopeful expression on his face. Under the guidance of the staff, Zhou Wei sat down on the chair first. This chair is actually an energy monitoring instrument. Once Zhou Wei successfully fits in, it will generate energy fluctuations, which will be detected by the instrument and the indicator light will emit light. The white light is C-level, the blue light is B-level, the yellow light is A-level, and the red light is S-level. Subsequently, Zhou Wei placed his palm on the nearby hero meteorite. At the moment when the palm comes into contact with the hero meteorite, the boy named Zhou Wei immediately tilted his head as if he was falling into a deep sleep. About 30 seconds later, Zhou Wei regained consciousness and opened his eyes. His eyes were filled with disappointment. And the indicator light on the chair showed no response throughout the entire process. It's obvious. This is a failure to align with the hero. Zhou Wei, the fit failed. When the tester mercilessly said these words, the tall Zhou Wei's eyes instantly turned red. Being watched by so many classmates and the live broadcast camera directly facing him made him feel a bit embarrassed and ran down in embarrassment. Seeing this scene, the classmates showed no signs of mockery and became nervous. After all, matching with a hero, as long as it's not a C-level hero, everything else depends on luck. Whether it can fit in with success is not something one can control. Zhou Wei failed. It's their turn soon. In the live broadcast room. But on the contrary, as I expected, this kid failed. Inevitably fail. Matching heroes, how can one succeed so easily? Indeed, the success rate that matches heroes, except for C-level heroes, everything else is too touching. However, C-level heroes are useless heroes, which is really difficult to deal with. The success rate of B-level heroes matches is not bad. Except for the beautiful woman in B1, the success rates of all other matches are close to half. It is estimated that this kid is too ambitious and chose A-level heroes or even S-level heroes. Do you still want to fit in with S-level heroes? Those who can successfully fit in with S-level heroes are lucky ones favored by heaven. Don't even look at yourself. The failure of their agreement is already very pitiful. Are you still gloating so much? Isn't it not good? End of this chapter. Chapter 5. Success rate is touching. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 5 Success rate is touching. Why do netizens in the live broadcast room gloat? Because most of them are ordinary people who fail to match the hero's talent. Since they have failed, they naturally do not want to see others doing well. Of course. This dark thought, no one will say it. The students on the playground, unable to see the barrage, naturally do not know the evaluation from netizens. At this point, the fit is continuing. Zhang Hongfang. The teaching director pronounced out a name again. After hearing this, a petite girl quickly stood up and walked towards the stage. It can be seen that this girl is a bit nervous, and every step she takes is a bit unsteady, as if she can't walk steadily. When she arrived on stage, there were already fine beads of sweat on her white forehead. Everyone thought this girl was another person who failed to fit in, seeing her bad mentality. I didn't expect it. When her right hand touched the hero meteorite, not long after, the black jade stone lit up slightly. The energy monitor is also shining brightly. That is the blue light. Even though the sun has risen in the sky at this moment, it cannot conceal the shining blue light. Blue ray. It's a B.level hero, she matched successfully. I don't know which hero's talent she matches. If it were B1, then it would be amazing. It shouldn't be B1, there are rumors that the difficulty of B1 matching is not lower than that of A.level heroes. Did the second one fit successfully? Envy. Che, it's just a talent of a B.level hero. What's there to envy? In the secret realm, this talent is the most dangerous. Ah. If only I had chosen a B.level hero back then as a suitable match. The students on the playground lit up their eyes when they saw someone fit in successfully. The teachers and leaders on the stands are also energized. Although Blue Ray is only a B.level hero, if it is the talent and ability of B1 hero, it still has great potential. Additionally, this is the second student to come up for the test, and it fits perfectly. It is undoubtedly a good start and can effectively boost the morale of the students. When the girl named Zhang Hongfang opened her eyes, she could see a happy expression on her face. The nearby teaching director, after a brief inquiry, immediately announced loudly. Zhang Hongfang, the fit is successful. The matching hero, codenamed B1. The words fell. Countless screams of surprise immediately echoed throughout the room. The talent and abilities of the female hero B1 are quite good, somewhat similar to those of S2. Although not as powerful as S2, it is still a superpower with enormous potential that deserves great effort to cultivate. More importantly, the compatibility difficulty of this female hero B1 is very high, even higher than that of some A.level heroes. When Zhang Hongfang came on stage, her condition was so poor that she was able to fit in successfully. Her luck was simply incredible. From then on, her fate will be changed. As long as she does not fall in the secret realm, she can at least become a social elite in the future, enjoying superior resources that ordinary people cannot access. Think of it here. Many students looked at Zhang Hongfang on stage with envy and longing in their eyes. In the live broadcast room, many barrage of envy, jealousy, and hatred have also emerged. Sleeping slot, really B1. How could it be so easy to fit successfully? She can't be deceiving, can she? Who dares to deceive people on this issue? Report your own matching heroes indiscriminately, starting from 10 years, the highest is endless. B1's innate ability is a superpower that can control the wind, right? Yes, they can create and control hurricanes. In Sam's land, there is a strong B1 talent who can not only control the wind to fly, but also create terrifying tornadoes with combat power close to level 5. As long as this girl doesn't fall in the next secret realm, not only will she be a big shot in the future, but at least she will also be a strong woman. Envy. The fit I chose was also B1, why did it fail? Judging from this girl's nervous appearance on stage before, I thought she was determined to fail. I didn't expect her to fit in successfully. Alas! How unfair fate is. After Zhang Hongfang stepped down from the stage, several teachers from the college admissions office suddenly rushed out of the crowd of onlookers, surrounding her and promising various preferential treatment on the spot, hoping to recruit Zhang Hongfang into their school. Surprisingly, he started pulling people directly on the spot. Such impatience has blinded and heated many students. At this moment, everyone wants to become the next Zhang Hongfang. Chen Ye witnessed all of this. There was also a look of anticipation on his face. However, what others expect is an A-level hero, even an S-level hero, and at least one of the best B-level heroes. And what he expects is a C-level hero recognized as useless next. The matching hero talent is still ongoing. However, lucky people like Zhang Hongfang are only a few. After all the people in class finished the test, there were only 9 people, and the fit was successful. You should know that there are a total of 76 people in class, with a success rate of only 1 in 7, including Zhang Hongfang. And among the 9 people who successfully matched, only 2 were A-level heroes, while the remaining 7 were all B-level heroes. As for S-level heroes, there are none. From this, it can be inferred how low the success rate is to align with the hero. However, even so, the homeroom teacher of class still bloomed with joy. In his class, there were 2 A-level heroes who matched, as well as Zhang Hongfang who successfully matched B1. This score is already quite good. Didn't even the principal nod in satisfaction. Subsequently, the students in the class began the test. That is the class where Chen Ye is located. Zhou Min, the fit failed. Wang Yuqing, the agreement failed. Zhang Chao, the fit failed. I don't know what's going on in class, but even without a good start from class, there were actually more than 30 people in a row who all failed. No one was successful. Even the most optimistic students of the extermination abyss failed to fit in. Suddenly, the face of the extermination abyss is as black as the bottom of a pot. If there is no comparison with class, it would be better. Unfortunately, the grades in class are very good, while half of the students in my own class have already been tested, and there is not even one who fits well. How does the poor performance make the extinct abyss happy? At this moment, the extinct teacher dare not even look in the direction of the school leaders. Actually, as a homeroom teacher, she also knows that the principal's face must be very bad. In the live broadcast room, there was also a scene of schadenfreude and ridicule. Sleeping slot. Are the students in this class cursed? Over 30 in a row, all of them failed to fit together. This is the normal operation. The success rate of the fit is already very low, okay? Isn't that right? This school is a key high school, right? Those who can enter this school have at least one parent who possesses heroic talent and ability, but the result is still so disappointing. Experts say that when parents have heroic talent and ability, will it increase the success rate when their children fit in? It must be these little guys who are ambitious and want to challenge high difficulty to fit in with S-level heroes. Look at that principal, his face is all black, I reckon no one else will fit in successfully, and that homeroom teacher will be unlucky. End of this chapter. Chapter 6. Bald-headed physical fitness in hand. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 6. Bald-headed physical fitness in hand. Comments from netizens. It did not affect the site. Everyone's testing is still ongoing. Luya, the fit failed. Next. Chen Ye. When the name Chen Ye sounded, many people were invigorated. On the leadership seat, many teachers looked at Chen Ye with anticipation in their eyes. Chen Ye's homeroom teacher, the extinct teacher, also cast all her hopeful eyes on Chen Ye. She only has one thought now, hoping that Chen Ye can argue for her breath. Otherwise, by the end of today, her homeroom teacher would probably have finished her job. On the other side, the officials of the Education Bureau showed a puzzled expression when they saw the situation. The principal, who was observing his words and expressions next to him, immediately explained in a low voice, "Several leaders, this student's name is Chen Ye, and his father is the president of our city's psychic association, Chen." Upon hearing these words, the officials of the Education Bureau were also invigorated. Who is President Chen? Of course, they know that there is only one President Chen in this city. It's said that a tiger father has no dog son. Since he is the son of President Chen, I believe he can bring them a surprise, right? The nationwide live broadcast this time not only puts pressure on schools, but also on their Education Bureau. If an S.level hero talent match can be produced, for them, it is a solid political achievement. On the playground. Upon hearing his name, Chen Ye took a deep breath and walked towards the stage. He knew that there were countless pairs of eyes watching him at this moment, full of expectations for him. Chen Ye's face remained unchanged, but his heart remained steadfast in his choice. As Chen Ye took the stage and sat in a chair, the teaching director next to him suddenly whispered a reminder. Don't be nervous, just relax and face the hero at your best, the success rate may be higher. I guess even the teaching director can't bear to watch anymore. Up to now, there hasn't been a successful match in class. Chen Ye nodded, took another deep breath, and then, like the person in front of him, pressed his palm on the hero meteorite. When his palm touches the hero meteorite moment, Chen Ye felt as if his soul had left his body, his consciousness detached, and he came into a special space. It's pitch black here, and you can't see anything. At this moment, Chen Ye has no hands or feet. Apart from being able to see, he can't do anything. A cold voice suddenly sounded. Please select the hero you want to match. The words fell. A bright light appeared in front of Chen Ye. In the bright light, there are character patterns one by one, which are all lists of heroes. He didn't delay any time and quickly found the familiar bald head in the list of C.level heroes, and then confirmed. The next moment, hero list and light, all disappear. The space once again fell into darkness. I don't know how long it has been in the darkness, a pair of eyes suddenly opened. These eyes are not sharp or gentle, and there is no sense of oppression from those adults. On the contrary, these eyes look rather dull and their art style is somewhat peculiar for these eyes. Chen Ye is very familiar with it. Suddenly feeling excited. After these eyes appeared, they only looked at Chen Ye for a moment, and then, without any nonsense, a blazing light suddenly lit up in the pitch-black space, illuminating the entire space. Next up, all the light rushed towards Chen Ye again, blending into his body externally. The heroic meteorite in Chen Ye's palm suddenly shone brightly. Seeing this scene, many people who know Chen Ye's background immediately have bright eyes. The hero meteorite has responded, which can only indicate one result. Chen Ye has successfully matched. In everyone's subconscious, the hero Chen Ye chooses to match must be the one in S3. After all, his father's achievements lie here. If there is a match for an S.level hero talent, even in a key high school, it would be a joyous event worth reading extensively. The school leaders all showed signs of joy. Especially Chen Ye's homeroom teacher was extremely excited and stood up directly from his seat. I knew it, this kid must be able to. Suddenly, the excited voice of the homeroom teacher came to an abrupt end. The smiles on the faces of those school leaders gradually disappeared and turned into disbelief. There were thousands of students downstairs, each with a shocked expression. Even in the live broadcast room, there was an eerie silence at this moment, with no netizens sending messages for several seconds. At this time, there are millions of people watching online in the live broadcast room. Millions of people are not firing bullet comments, which is obviously abnormal. Everyone was just shocked by the white light on the energy monitor. Wait until you come to your senses. The barrage immediately boiled like a flood, sleeping slot. Just now, the energy monitor was emitting white light, right? Or did I misread it? I also saw it, it's white light. So, is this kid's chosen match a C-level hero? Nima. Some people still choose C-level heroes as their match partners. It's like a toad from the bottom of a well going up to the platform, which has opened up the eyes of labor and management. Does he have any major problems? Ha, look at the faces of the school leaders, especially the female teacher on the left who has turned blue. No, she's lying down, she's going to be dizzy with anger. I originally thought that the old man who was sent to prison on the leaderboard last month was already invincible for his promiscuous behavior. I didn't expect someone to be even braver than him. Whose subordinate is this? I know, this kid's name is Chen Ye, and he is the son of Chen, the president of the Association of Empowers and the Qingyan provincial branch. Chen's son. Is it really fake? Lie down, Chen is a battle hero and one of my idols. Nima, the son of President Chen, how could he do such a foolish thing? Could it be an error? Is the machine malfunctioning? Since the invention of the energy detector, it has never been wrong, especially on days like today. Before using the energy detector, it must have been tested again and again, and it is impossible to make mistakes. I don't know how President Chen would feel when he saw this scene. Alas, President Chen's lifelong reputation will be ruined by his son. I guess President Chen must be very regretful now. One night 18 years ago, he didn't pull it out in time. On the school playground. Chen Ye had already opened his eyes and a happy expression appeared on his face. The success rate of the C-level hero match is close to 100%, which is indeed not a boast. He has successfully matched and obtained the physique of the bald demon king. The whole process is very simple. And in the process of fitting, Chen Ye also gained some memories of this body, which finally made him understand what kind of world it was and his identity. Just as the school seemed a bit quiet, Chen Ye looked down at the audience and saw countless students staring at him in astonishment. At this moment, he became the focus of the entire audience. Chen Ye has a clear understanding of the possibility of such a situation occurring. In today's world where C-level heroes are widely recognized as useless heroes, he chooses to fit in with a C-level hero in front of everyone. This behavior is even more exaggerated than running naked on the street. Moreover, on this occasion, it is also broadcasted nationwide, and such an incident would definitely be a major rollover accident. The leaders of the Education Bureau are buzzing with their minds at this moment. The teaching director next to him did not inquire about his intentions. Chen Ye stood up and walked towards the audience. Although Chen Ye had no remorse for his choice in his heart, he did not want to continue staying here and be watched by others. End of this chapter. Chapter 7. Late Mendelian Syndrome. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 7. Late Mendelian Syndrome. Chen Ye did not stay and left the school directly. The day that matches the hero is actually the day when all high school seniors graduate. He doesn't need to come to school again. As for the future in general, those who fail to meet the hero's expectations can continue to take the college entrance examination and attend university according to the previous score standards. And those who match the success of heroes can go to universities with supernatural abilities. Is it really a bit difficult for someone like Chen Ye who fits the success of a C-level hero? After all, in an era where C-level heroes are recognized as useless heroes, no school would be willing to waste resources to cultivate a student with no future. Especially when Chen Ye chose a C-level hero, he made a heroic act while live streaming nationwide. Nowadays, Chen Ye may have become the laughing stock of the whole country. In this situation, there would be no supernatural academy willing to withstand public pressure and accept Chen Ye. Regarding one's own situation, Chen Ye is well aware. He doesn't care, anyway he doesn't have any plans to continue staying on campus. As for whether he will become the laughing stock of the whole country. 3 years later, who dares to laugh at him? The only challenge for Chen Ye right now is how to face a new life. How to say it? My predecessor's personality was a bit abnormal when Chen Ye was in line with his bald physique before, he also awakened the memories of his predecessor in his mind. According to my memory, my parents are still alive and I have an older brother. It is very similar to Chen Ye's previous family. However, Chen Ye is from a poor peasant background on Earth. The Chen family can definitely be considered a prominent family here. Both his father, mother, and siblings belong to the elite of society. Perhaps because the predecessor was the youngest, every member of the family doted on this young son. And his predecessor has always performed well, without any bad habits. He is sensible, filial, has good academic performance, and is also a talented person. In the eyes of everyone, he is the good son of President Chen, excellent and outstanding. However, this is all superficial disguise. How can a child who grew up in a spoiled environment be a good child? It's just that my predecessor was very intelligent, good at disguising himself, and never been discovered. Chen Ye received the memory of this body. I also knew his secret naturally. In fact, the predecessor is a bit psychologically distorted. He has just grown up and still has unclear relationships with several women. As a second generation, playing with a few women is naturally not a big deal. But if these women are several years or even teenagers older than their predecessors, it would be abnormal. And besides being older, these women also have a characteristic of being married. Some women's husbands are still alive. The most outrageous thing is that one of the women is his mother's best friend. When Chen Ye received these memories, people were all confused. He admired his predecessor's ability to pick up girls with all his heart. However, the taste of the predecessor was truly deeply ingrained in the true legend of Chaomunda, which is indescribable. Now the problem arises. Among these women, there are his mother's best friend and his father's subordinate wife. No matter what kind of bad relationship it is, they are all playing with fire. Once exposed, it is feared that President Chen and his wife will have to commit acts of righteousness and clear their doors. So, how should we handle our relationship with these women next? As a great young man who is incompatible with drug gambling, Chen Ye believes that his relationship with those women requires in-depth research before making a decision in a moment of wild imagination. Suddenly, the phone in my pocket rang. Ding-ling-ling. Chen Ye took out his phone and saw that the incoming call displayed as "Mom," which immediately gave him a headache. Just as he hesitated whether to answer, the phone hung up. Subsequently, a message was sent. "Son, isn't it just choosing a C-level hero? It's not a big deal, don't take it too hard. Chen Ye." Originally, he had been thinking about what excuse to use to deceive his parents when he went back. A family full of elites suddenly had a shameful husky, which is simply unforgivable. He is ready to run away from home. Unexpectedly, the mother with this body is a doting parent. In general, in the eyes of parents, their children will never make mistakes. It's all this world that's wrong. So, Chen Ye is at ease. To deal with such parents, he just needs to pretend to be sad when he comes home. "Son, when will you be back? Mom bought your favorite ice sheet fruit, which has just been transported from the Arctic and is very fresh." Another message has been sent. Chen Ye thought for a moment and replied, "I'll be back soon." Although his soul is mature, he can take care of himself without the need for his parents. But anyway, taking someone else's body is already a bit uncomfortable, there's no need to even deny their parents. After a moment, a taxi arrived outside a high-end villa area. Chen Ye got out of the taxi and swaggered into the community. Following the memories in his mind, he arrived outside a luxurious 5-story villa. He had just appeared at the entrance of the villa when a noblewoman greeted him. Seeing this noblewoman, Chen Ye was surprised and instinctively shouted, "Mom!" This sound comes from his heart. Because the lady in front of him looks exactly like his mother on Earth. If it weren't for their completely different clothing and temperament, he would have doubted whether his mother had also traveled through time. At the same time, Chen Yi finally remembered that the names of the two mothers were the same, both named Yang Rongji. Not only that, but also the fathers and brothers on both sides have identical appearances and names. When I think of myself and this body, it's also called Chen Yi, so this is actually a parallel world. The body I occupy is me from another world, Chen Yi secretly speculated. Son, you're finally back. Seeing Chen Ye's bewildered expression, Ang Rongji thought her son had suffered some kind of blow and felt heartbroken. She quickly said, "Those netizens online like to talk nonsense. Son, please don't take it to heart. Net friend Chen Yi really hasn't paid attention to it. However, it is certain that the online evaluation of him will not be good. I guess my mom saw this and thought he couldn't handle online violence, so she was afraid he wouldn't be able to take it seriously." After some thought, Chen Yi didn't explain and said, "Mom, I'm a bit tired. I want to go back to my room and rest for a while." Okay, I really should rest well." Yang Rongji nodded repeatedly and then added, "Son, do you want to eat something first before resting?" "No need, Mom. I'm not hungry now." End of this chapter. Chapter 8. A sensation throughout the country. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 8. A sensation throughout the country. Go back to the room. Chen Yi locked the door and his mind moved the next moment. In his left eye, a property panel immediately popped up. Name: Chen Yi. Physical fitness: 7 spirit, 11 strength, 9 agility, 9 talent. Saitama constitution. This type of attribute panel is available to every person who successfully matches the hero's talent, and only they can see it. Seeing the talent section, Chen Yi was overjoyed. Saitama constitution, if obtained by others, is likely to be confused. After a long time, if one finds that this constitution is of little use, they will treat it as a useless talent and abandon it. Only Chen Yi knows how terrifying this talent is. Thinking that he would be invincible in 3 years, Chen Yi couldn't help but laugh out loud subsequently. He noticed that the attributes of this body were a bit low, especially the physique, which was only 7 points. He couldn't help but frown. The 4 average attributes of a normal adult are all around 10 o'clock. A property with only 7 points is definitely abnormal. This little pervert must have kidney deficiency, which is affecting physical development. It's said that women in their 30s are like wolves and tigers, but with your underdeveloped body, are you the opponent of those women? In fact, Chen Yi doesn't care much about his predecessor roast silently. With the Saitama constitution, it is easy to restore the body with kidney deficiency. It can even be said that his future body can surpass all women around the world at this point. The phone suddenly rings, a message prompt sound. Little milk dog, have you been hit by something? Do you want my sister to comfort you tonight? The sender of the message is noted as Sister Qing. Chen Ye's memory of Sister Qing immediately came to mind. It has to be said. As a second generation, although the taste was a bit abnormal and belonged to the late stage of Mendelian syndrome, you cannot doubt his taste. That is a mature woman in her early 30s, with a delicate face. She is full of a ladylike demeanor, has an amazing career path, and likes to wear black silk. Oh, by the way, this Qingjie is my mother's best friend and also a business partner. Upon seeing this message, Chen Ye's serious face immediately showed a lively expression. Okay, I'll go to your place tonight. By a stroke of fate, a piece of information was sent out from Chen Ye's hands. Not long ago. A reply came from the opposite side. I thought you, a little XX, had been hit by something and gave up on yourself, so I chose the C-level hero talent. Now it seems that you are doing well, and I can rest assured. Just now, I was teasing you, but my sister is still out of town and won't be able to come back for a while. Seeing this message, Chen Ye felt somewhat regretful. Then when you come back, I'll clean up the dust for you. Where do we get to clean up? Is it in my bathtub or on the sofa? In Chen Ye's mind, a picture that was not suitable for children suddenly came to mind, and the blood on his body began to gather in a certain direction. He had to lament that young women and girls are just different. These provocative words, even if the girl can say them, have a different taste. Just as Chen Ye was preparing to continue his reply. Suddenly, the sound of arguments coming from downstairs. What about that little beast? This is the voice of a middle-aged man, full of vitality, like the roaring of a lion. Chen Ye felt as if the floor was trembling. But he didn't panic at all. Because memories in his mind told him that his father was a cowardly and strict wife. Soon, Ma Rongji's voice rang out. What are you doing so loudly? Don't disturb my son to rest. Although the sound penetration is not as strong as Chen Fuqiang, the momentum is clearly superior. Chen's father was probably furious and retorted, does he still have the face to rest? Look at what he did, he chose a useless hero talent, or was it during the live broadcast? I've lost my old face to him. Is your old face important, or is my son's health important? He has already been greatly affected. If you stimulate him again, if he can't take it seriously, I won't live either. This statement came out. Chen's father suddenly had no choice but to say, you can get used to him. Even if my old face is not important, this kid has chosen a useless hero talent, which affects his own future. Now no school dares to accept him, let's see what he does. Yang Rongji. Isn't President Chen a big shot? You can't even handle your son's future. If you don't have the ability, I'll take care of my son. In terms of strength, Chen's father ranks among the top in the country. A move called Flowing Water Rock Crushing Fist makes the enemy tremble at the sound of the wind. It's all about arguing. In front of Yang Rongji, Chen's father was completely no match and was unilaterally beaten. Soon, Chen Ye couldn't hear the sound of arguments behind him. He smiled and didn't take it to heart. As for the future issue mentioned by Chen's father, Chen Ye is even less worried. Time. It will prove everything. Later, Chen Ye sat on the sofa, took out his phone, and started surfing the internet. He is actually quite curious about how netizens evaluate him. As soon as I opened the web page, I saw that I had already been on the trending news. Surprise! It's already 2029, and there are still candidates with C-level hero talents. This title. Chen Ye looked speechless. I remember, it should have been less than 2 hours since I finished fitting in at school, right? It's on the trending news list now. By clicking on the news link, one can see many videos released by Self Media, and the content of these videos is precisely the process by which he aligns with heroes. In the video, Chen Ye also saw that his teacher seemed to have fainted in the end. What a pity. Below the video, there are countless comments from netizens. This guy is amazing. Surprisingly, during the live broadcast, he chose to match the talent of a C-level hero. It's hard to understand. Aren't C-level heroes already proven to be useless heroes? What's the point of a successful match? I suspect this guy was intentional, with the aim of becoming famous as an internet celebrity and making money. Now that he's so popular, he has achieved his goal. Brother upstairs, you misunderstood me. He has a considerable background and doesn't need to use this method to make money. His father is Chen, the chairman of the Qing'an provincial branch. Sleeping Trough, the son of President Chen. Is it really fake? Impossible, right? President Chen's son, how could he do such a foolish thing? President Chen doesn't stop him either. It's not entirely true that Tiger Father has no sons of dogs. Chen Ye read several news articles on self-media and noticed comments from netizens. As soon as someone exposed his identity, he immediately started discussing his father on the crooked floor. And none of them are good words, no wonder. Dad would be so angry. If it were him, he wouldn't be able to bear having such a great filial son. Although his father is more famous, the name, Chen Ye, is now widely known throughout the country and has become a well-known fool. End of this chapter. Chapter 9. Is the boss not biological? You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 9. Is the boss not biological? Although Chen Ye's provocative behavior has stunned countless netizens. However, he only ranks second on the trending news list. The news that ranks first, with much higher popularity than him, is truly sensational throughout the country. Coincidentally, such sensational news also comes from today's Hero Fit event. There is a high school student who successfully matched the hero code S2. This is also the second time in the history of the country that it has successfully matched the S2 hero. The girl named Tang Zichen became famous all over the world. Thinking about the achievements of Miss Qin, who had previously achieved success in S2, now everyone understands that this girl named Tang Zichen, as long as she does not die prematurely halfway, her future achievements will surely be outstanding. Perhaps there will once again be a top-level powerhouse in the country. It is fortunate for the country to have top performers appear, as long as they are not malicious individuals. So, the comments from netizens are very positive, with most expressing their blessings to Tang Zichen. The evaluation from Chen Ye's side is simply two extremes. After playing with his phone for a while, Chen Ye felt that his father had already been held by his mother, so he put down his phone and went downstairs. He wants to test the extraordinary qualities of Saitama's physique. There is also one floor underground in this villa, which has been transformed into a practice room. The space inside is large enough and there are various fitness equipment, which is perfect for Chen Ye to play. He had just reached the staircase on the first floor when he heard the voices of his parents talking in the living room, and couldn't help but stop to eavesdrop. Chen's father said, "What do you think I'm angry about? Is it really for my old face? It's all because I'm worried about this stinky kid. This kid doesn't know what's wrong, he needs to choose a C-level hero talent. I'm afraid he can't even pass the Secret Realm level." Yang Rongji. Secret Realm. It's not as scary as you said, is it? Chen's father said, "What do you know? There is also a name for the Secret Realm, called the Land of Terror. It is filled with various monsters. Although it is not as powerful as the monsters outside the city walls, it cannot be underestimated. Without the strength to protect oneself, it is easy to die inside. What should we do then?" Yang Rongji panicked. "Yi Er is your biological son. You are his biological father, and you can't ignore him." Chen's father said, "What do you mean? Isn't the boss my biological?" Yang Rongji. "What are you talking nonsense about? I want you to value your career." Chen's father said, "You don't have to say that, I will also value him." Today there is another big news about a child who successfully matched S2's heroic talent. Have you heard about it? Of course I have heard about such a big matter, Yang Rongji said. What does this have to do with our business? Chen's father said, that child's father was a former colleague of mine named Tang Qiangjuan. Do you remember? Remember, you saved him before, and he gave us something to thank you. Yang Rongji was pleasantly surprised and said, what do you mean? Chen's father said, that's right, I saved his life 6 years ago. If his daughter were to protect our son and get through the secret realm, I think it shouldn't be a big problem. Coincidentally, both children are from the same generation, so I'll just go ahead and arrange for them to go to the same university. Although it's a bit of a show of gratitude, I can only do it for the sake of my career. Right, old Chen, you truly deserve to be the man that I, Yang Rongji, admire. You just have a way. Yang Rongji happily said, I watched the video of the child matching the hero. He looks really beautiful and deserves our family business. If the two children develop feelings over time and eventually come together, that would be even better. Chen's father. Although Yi heir is our son, I have to say, don't daydream. As long as that child doesn't die young, his future achievements are incalculable and not worthy of our Yi heir. Yang Rongji said, that's not necessarily true. Our business looks so handsome and our mouths are sweet. At the staircase entrance. Upon hearing this, Chen Ye's heart was filled with emotion. It is said that parental love is the most selfless, and this statement is indeed true. Just now, even though Chen's father was so angry that he was about to die, he still worked hard to create the best future for him. It can only be said that the hearts of parents in the world are pitiful. Cough. Chen Ye pretended to cough and walked out. Yang Rongji and Chen's father turned their heads when they heard the commotion. Seeing it was Chen Ye, Chen's father's face immediately stiffened, with anger rising in his eyes, as if he wished to use a belt to pull his unfilial son. Chen Ye walked over quickly upon seeing the situation and apologized. Dad, I'm sorry, it was my momentary confusion that damaged your face. The face of Chen's father is the same as his father on earth. When he shouts, there is nothing wrong with him. Now Chen Ye can be confirmed. This is the parallel world. The couple in front of me are parents from another world. It's just that the fates on both sides are different. Humph. Chen's father let out a cold snort. Although I feel heartbroken about my son, in terms of face, I cannot lose my father's authority. Chen Ye doesn't mind his father's arrogance, as long as he is happy. Yang Rongji was no longer willing. Your son has apologized voluntarily, why are you still putting on such a bad face? After scolding Chen's father, Yang Rongji looked at Chen Ye again with a caring expression on her face. Chen Ye, to be honest with your mother, have you been in a relationship? Because your relationship didn't go smoothly, you gave up on yourself and chose to fit in with a C-level hero. Chen Ye was taken aback. I admire my mother's ability to forcefully supplement her brain. He thought for a moment and felt that this excuse was also quite good, so he remained silent to explain. Seeing her son not speaking, Yang Rongji thought she had guessed right and felt sorry, saying, silly kid, you're still so young. You'll definitely meet a better girl in the future, there's really no need. Yang Rongji doesn't want to say the rest. The matter has already happened, talking too much is useless, it will only make my son sad again. Mom, I'm fine now. Chen Yi said, I'll go play in the basement for a while, and when we have dinner later, you can call me. Okay, you go ahead. Yang Rongji repeatedly agreed, her face full of love. As Chen Yi left, she immediately changed her expression, full of murderous intent, gritted her teeth and said, Old Chen, let your people investigate me carefully. I want to see which coquettish fox spirit harmed my son. Come to the basement. Seeing the luxurious decoration and various precious fitness equipment in the practice room, Chen Yi couldn't help but sigh. Money is really good. Subsequently, he began testing Saitama's extraordinary physique. If I remember correctly, the Saitama workout involves 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, and a 10-kilometer long run every day. With my current body, it's really not easy to complete these sports projects. Take your time, start with a 10-kilometer long run. End of this chapter. Chapter 10. Exercise becomes strong. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 10. Exercise becomes strong. 2 hours later. Chen Yi completed a 10-kilometer long run on the treadmill. In general, a world champion can run 10 kilometers in less than 25 minutes, while a professional long-distance runner can run for 40 minutes. As for a healthy average person, it can be completed in about an hour. And Chen Ye took a full 2 hours to finish running. That's all, it made him sweat profusely and almost collapse. This is enough to demonstrate the prowess of those old ladies, which most men simply cannot handle. In just 2 years, I have emptied out a young body. At this moment, Chen Ye lay on the floor, resting while checking his attribute panel. After running 10 kilometers, his attributes remained unchanged. Chen Ye frowned. However, I didn't think much about it. After resting well, I continued to complete other projects. So, for the next day, apart from eating and using the restroom, Chen Ye stayed in the basement and worked hard to exercise. His behavior makes both parents a bit worried. Because from childhood to adulthood, my predecessor was not very interested in sports. Chen Ye's abnormal behavior naturally makes it difficult for Chen's parents to feel at ease. Is this kid really stimulated? Chen's father had something to do before leaving, but his son's abnormality made him afraid to leave at all. It must be like this. Yang Rongji's face looked ugly. Yi Er wants to make herself tired, using this method to numb herself and not think about those sad things. It is said that intangible brain nourishment is the most deadly. This statement is true. Now the couple has determined that there must be a scumbag who has hurt his son's pure soul, which is why Chen Ye worked so hard to exercise its evening. Basement. Chen Ye has finally completed all the projects of the Saitama training method. He was already sweating profusely from exhaustion and didn't even want to move his fingers. And just as he completed these projects, he suddenly felt an invisible force emerging from his body, improving his own body. Although he still felt tired, he could indeed feel that his strength had increased slightly. Chen Ye's spirit suddenly lifted and he immediately opened his attribute panel. Name: Chen Ye. Physical fitness: 12 spirit, 11 strength, 14 agility, 14 talent. Saitama constitution. As expected. On the attribute panel, except for the mental attribute that has not changed, the other 3 attributes have increased by 5 points. A total of 15 attributes have been added. Chen Ye was overjoyed and immediately became excited. The memories in his mind told him. The 4 basic attributes are very important. Improving one's physical fitness can enhance one's vitality, resistance to attacks, and self-healing ability. Improving one's spirit can enhance one's 5 senses, 6 senses, and willpower. Factors such as vision, hearing, and smell can all be enhanced through spiritual attributes. Increasing strength is to enhance the explosive power of the human muscles, which is the upper limit of a person's physical destructive power. Improving agility can enhance a person's movement speed and neural reflex ability. These 4 attributes, each of which is incredibly important. It can even be said that it is the foundation of a strong person. Taking Ms. Qin, the strongest person in the country, as an example, her mental drive is directly proportional to her spiritual attributes. The stronger the spiritual attribute, the stronger the psychic ability. There are rumors that Ms. Qin's spiritual attributes have long reached 4 digits due to her strong mental strength. She even reached a state of not seeing or hearing, feeling danger and avoiding it, and was able to perceive danger in advance. However, it is very difficult for ordinary people to increase their attributes. Apart from quickly obtaining the secret realm, other exercise methods have little effect. This is well-known knowledge. Nowadays, Chen Ye can increase his attributes by 15 points just by exercising for a day. If this matter were known by others, it would definitely cause a global sensation. No. I'm afraid Chen Ye will voluntarily reveal his secret, and others will not believe it. What makes Chen Ye most happy is he bet right. Saitama's physique truly exists. Perhaps some people have chosen to fit the bald demon king before, but they don't know the Saitama training method, so even if the fit is successful, it's useless. Saitama's physique can only be truly developed in my hands. After excitement. Chen Ye slowly regained his composure and began to think. By the way, my spiritual attributes don't need to be increased. Is Saitama's constitution not spiritual? Is the spirit of the bald demon king's true self weak? Also, if we calculate based on adding 5 points to a single attribute every day, 365 days a year, and 3 years later, my strength attribute will only be over 5,400 points, which is more than 540 times that of a normal person. I shouldn't be able to achieve the same level of seriousness as the bald demon king. With a serious punch, I can split the atmosphere, right? So, is my Saitama physique actually a castrated version? If it fits the hero's needs, I won't be able to obtain 100% of my innate abilities. Chen Ye couldn't help but frown. According to his estimation, in 3 years, he may become the strongest human, but he may not be invincible on Blue Star. Because some king-level monsters are extremely terrifying. Every time it appears, it is a catastrophic disaster. At present, there is no record in human history of killing king-level monsters. On the contrary, there are records of top human experts dying in the mouths of king-level monsters everywhere. If it weren't for the fact that the king-level monster usually has a head but no tail, humans would have been extinct long ago. Thinking of this, Chen Ye felt a bit flustered. Cannot be invincible. He doesn't have a sense of security. So, for my castrated version of Saitama's physique to truly be invincible, would it take 10 years, or even 20 years? Wait. In the Saitama training method, there is another item that is no matter how hot the weather is, the air conditioning cannot be turned on. Therefore, when the weather is hot, will my training increase attributes? It is now May. There is still 1 month until the weather is hot. Just give it a try and you'll know. Anyway. Chen Ye is still very satisfied with Saitama's physique. He has also rested enough this time. Don't get up from the ground satisfied, take a shower, and then go upstairs to the living room. It is already evening. The aroma of the food comes from the restaurant. He is the nanny at home, cooking dinner. Son, after exercising all day, are you exhausted? The food will be ready soon. Can we go rest after eating? On the sofa, the voice of Mother Yang Rongji could be heard. Chen Ye was indeed hungry, and upon hearing this, he nodded and said, okay. He looked around and didn't see his father's figure, so he asked, where's Dad? Your father has something to attend to and has gone out. He won't come back to eat tonight, Yang Rongji said. Chen Ye didn't care either. Because such incidents often occur, his father is also considered to hold a high position, and socializing is definitely not lacking. End of this chapter.